Good morning, Rabbi Isai. We have some gewaldige guests here. First of all, we have a Bocher Habar Mitzvah. We have Morty Rubinson. What's your first name? Heshi. Came all the way with his father, the Kovid the Bar Mitzvah. Not a Pashta trip. Unbelievable. So we wish you a tremendous mazel tov. You should grow up to be at least like your father, but even more, you know. Morty does a tremendous amount for MDY behind the scenes, so you shkoyach Morty for everything you do. Rabbi Isai, I showed this yesterday, but I didn't read the names, so I got to read. There's a few new ones maybe. Daf Lamed Vav, Anonymous, Lamed Tes, Josh Solomon, Yossi Rosner, Kobe Aneti Moses. I didn't read the names. Ephraim Gwartzman, Ariel Kaimov, Michael Sage, Adam Balcony, Adam Balcony, Anonymous, and Avram Tekotsky. Sponsor Perek or Daf before they are all gone. I said the first chelik of Menachos is completely sponsored out. There are few the Prokim left. Prokim are available. Those are a little bit more money, only $10,000 a Perek. Dapim, there's like 30 daf left in the entire Masechtas Menachos. It's unbelievable. So Baruch Hashem. Hi Rebelli, today's Yutes Kislev. It's 1 year since the beginning of Sanhedrin, and thus my 1 year anniversary of learning Daf Yomi. I'm tremendously grateful for you and Daf Yomi as I'm learning more than I ever have, and I enjoy it as well. As a Lubavitch or Chabad Chassid, it was very strange for me to start learning Daf Yomi, and even more so to begin on Yutes Kislev, which is the holiest day in the Hasidic calendar, affectionately referred to as Rosh Hashanah Chasidus. Thus, when I started Daf Yomi, I also committed to learning daily Chitas more diligently. I'm proud to say that while this year I learned more Nigla than ever before in my life, it's also the year I learned more Tanya than ever before. Yes, you, a Ponovitcher, affected a Lubavitcher to learn more Tanya. Yishkoyach. Mark Horowitz. It could be because I have a Seder in Tanya, so maybe it was Mashpia, he doesn't even realize. Huh? Yeah? Okay, I'll try to... Hello, Rebelli. I was wondering if you ever considered a monthly, quarterly newsletter. We had a weekly newsletter, but you know, people are new, they don't remember. It could feature articles about remote shiurim around the world, chizik stories sent in by Talmidim about how the daf changed their lives, behind the scenes at MDY, information about exciting upcoming events, pictures of siyum across the globe. Leis Tarlo, Rabbi Schoenberg wrote every single week in the Or HaMerkaz, and he still continues to write Adayam Hazeh, and those who get it. Tuli Klagsburn. I sent you an email on Sunday. In that email, I mentioned how much you have changed my wife's and my life, and I had used ChatGPT to fix the grammar, so this is the correct way to say it. Also, just to clarify, I'm not a Satmar Chussid. I'm not against him at all. I'm a Nicholas Chussid. We love the name Eli, and it's a zechiyah for us that our son carries your name. Your words were speaking to me at the end of today's shir about the sound of the roost in the early morning. I'm going through something, and it gave me hope for a better time. Just wanted to say thank you for the chizuk. I hope and pray to see the sunlight soon. Your Talmud and Chassid, Dov Eisenberger. Be'ez Hashem, I'll give him a bracha, yeah? Yeah. Should see the light now, not soon, now. Amen. Right now. Amen. With the tzaras, you see the light. That's the whole thing. What is vino? If you see the light, you don't need vino. Vino means the light's not here, but you know it's coming. It's gonna be here. Evi Moss. Hi Rebelli. First, I would like to start off by saying thank you for bringing out the joy of learning in me that I never knew I had. I got to say that Zevachim is a little bit tough for me, but I'm still clinging on every day. Some people find it, I don't know why. To me, it's geschmack. Today, we're going to have such beautiful musagim, and it's unbelievable. Maybe because people are just not familiar with the musagim, but it's not hard. Is it hard? I don't know. Also, due to circumstances, I won't be at the Shabbaton. If I may suggest that the Motzi Shabbos program should be broadcasted live, so all the people that want to be there, of course it's broadcasted live every year. Also, Motzi Shabbos is going to be open eventually for like another 200 people. So you have to chaperein. Don't be these people. You know how many people, oh, could you get me a room? I told you, I warned you, like chap a room. Don't come to me afterwards, I didn't get a room. Yeah, I was sitting here, I said, you're going to get a room? Yeah, he's not sitting in this seat. He gave me, I'm not going to say his name, I'll just call him F94, let's say. This time with Dugma, I said, you got me the nego thing. You're gonna get a room of 100. I said, when you go home, you're gonna get a room. Yeah. Last night, you gotta get me a room. My wife wants to come. I want to come. I told you. I said, well, before it sold out, get a room. They thought I was messing around with them. 4 days.
How they know?
No, they don't know. Last year also, it sold out pretty well. I won't be at the Shabbaton. If I may suggest the Muslim program should be broadcasted live, yeah, like we were part of the dancing, speeches, and everything else. This could be something with thousands watching. Okay, check this out. One of the only people left in the world that has an 8-minute daf jacket, but I see Rabbi Feder is wearing. Rabbi Feder, are you wearing one? Here, stand up a second. Stand up, stand up. Oh, I don't know if the camera could see him. Oh. So Yisrael Goldstein he's a photographer, he goes to weddings, he wears this jacket, and now yeah. I don't know if you remember, next to Akiva Ziegler, this is Yossi Hirsch. Remember Rabbi Hirsch from Kensington, I think it is. He was all the way by Brochus. He had a video, he was in a video. Yeah, the one with the longer beard. Great news, Rabbi say. Listen to this. In Tom's River, by the Shear Watch, there's going to be soup all the time, nightly, by Tapa's Restaurant. So Tapa's Restaurant is sponsoring soup and a whole meal just at least soup. Shkoyach to Paltiel Schwartz for arranging. It's gewaldig. They're going stark over there. In Tom's River, Kalbani Yisachar, at 9:10 p.m. Rabbi said in Masechta sponsored by David Salomon, dedicated in memory of Avi Moiri, Reb Shmuel Baruch ben Reb Chaim Tzvi Doiv. I got such a gewaldic message from him yesterday. A guy in this year reached out to him and said that you give me chizuk, that you sponsor a whole thing. He says, I also sponsor anonymously. He said, so you don't understand the chizuk, v'chulu v'chulu. But then he himself, David, sent me a message of life-changing. Thank you for forcing me. I haven't missed a single daf. And I don't remember 7-8 months or whatever it is, and you forced me to change my life. Yishkoyach. Dedicated memory of Reb Shmuel Baruch is coming. I think like in a week from now, so we'll all get to know who this. I've never met him. David Salomon. Reb Shmuel Baruch ben Reb Chaim Doiv, Reb Chaim Tzvi Doiv Zechron Lebracha. Anonymous. Lina Nishmas Doidi Shlomi Yehuda Zechron Lebracha ben Shmuel Chaim Asher Shokad Velomed Kochim Kol Chayav. Anonymous L'Zech Nishmas Nochem Tzvi ben David. Sponsored by Skyber Capital in honor of our friends Meir Kovacs, Taki, and Shamshi Shlafrak for the devotion to Torah study and the Shir. Joel Gedalis, Lina Nishmas, my father, Jack Gedalis, Anonymous, Hatzlocha, Baruch Nitzul Gashmis. Shalom Aleichem, what's your name?
Moshe Gantz.
Moshe Gantz from? Where do you live? Monsey Rakoides. Givaldik. Thank you for coming. In the rain. They're expecting I don't want to say mabel, but like literally, Halavai should go in a certain area in Eretz Yisrael over there where people live in tents. I don't know what they call them people. We're not going to call them, it's Eretz Yisrael. They thought, yeah, and behemoth is also not a good word. Be'ez Hashem, Baruch Shtikal Mabel over there. Anonymous for London, Parnasa B'Shefa. Anonymous, please daven for Refuah Shlema for the world's best dad, Aaron ben Chai Sara. Anonymous, Baruch Adli Dai, Baruch Tzvi Lisim Shoshana Lev, Yehuda ben Yom ben Chava. Anonymous from London, Hatzlacha b'Parnasa. There's a Vezra in memory of Yeshua ben Shimon Doiv and a Parnasa Toiva, the weekly sponsor. Daily sponsors. Is that how you say his name? Leveritz. Leveritz, okay? Linishmas, Yosef Doiv ben Mordechai, a daily listener till his Petira on his third yard side. Tenish Mositzur b'Surah Chayim. You can't see. Mordechai Sapaznik, L'zich Nishmas, Reb David Eliezer ben Reb Chaim Yosef Teichim in Zurchan Bracha on his first yard side. Meiz Neshama, it's already a year. Unbelievable. Meiz Neshama have an aliyah, may it be a Meilis Yosef for his entire Mishpacha and all of Klal Yisrael. Amen. Daily sponsors, Yossi Farkas, the Nishmas Imi Mirossi, Hendel Bas Moshe David, Anonymous Vatzlacha, that everything should work out. Amen. MDY Refuah Shlema Yehonatan Eitan ben Basheva Bracha. Refuah Shlema Mordechai ben Esther. Refuah Sayela Daniel Zev and Ayel Esther. All right, Rabbi Isai, what a gewaldic daf. I'm serious. I was learning the daf. I was like, wow, we're like 86 daf into the Masechta, and there's still the Chachamim thought about all these things. Like, imagine you had to come up with 100 pages of different, every day a new concept and a bunch of new concepts, things that you wild things you wouldn't dream of. So yesterday we were learning about Chatzos. Midnight is when the meat that's like, it's not a coal yet, it's not ashes yet, but it's like, it's muscly. I said it's a lush of muscles. Forget it. Shriri. The Gemara calls it shriri. It's tough like wood, hard like wood, but it still has some time to go until it's like literally ashes. So once chatzos hits, chatzos makes it, what's a good word for mu'kal in Hebrew, in English? Not digested is right. That would be the literal word, but like, like what does digestion do? It destroys it. It's gone. It's finished. Consumed. Okay, consumed is. We'll use the word consumed. Consumed. 12 o'clock. Let's call it 12. Chatzos, midnight. Boof. It becomes consumed. Whether it is or isn't, as long as it's in a stage of shriri, then it's consumed halachically. Halachically. So says the Gemara, Itmar, all the way in the bottom of Pevav and Vez. Pershu koidim chatzos, ve'chziron achar chatzos. So you have to ask yourself, what exactly does chatzos do? Is chatzos a combination with the mizbeach? It has to be on the mizbeach plus it's chatzos? Or it's chatzos, so let's say the food, the carbon is on the floor, not on the mizbeach, but you have chatzos, so maybe chatzos creates a situation where it's considered consumed halachically. Here we have it. Before chatzos, let's call chatzos stam for argument's sake. I don't even know when chatzos is. A few weeks ago it was 11 o'clock here in Israel, 11:30. Where is it now?
11:32.
11:32?
Yeah.
How do you know that?
Just say
Yeah, but that could be, I don't know from how many days ago. That's not today's daf. That's a week ago. Are you sure? The zmanim are good? Okay, 11:32. 11:32. So at 11 o'clock, the meat falls off the mizbeach. And at 11:33, 1 minute after chatzos, he puts it back onto the mizbeach. Come in, Tzaddik. We have a lot of seats over here. Came in the rain. So here's the problem. He missed chatzos. So what do? How do you make this meat considered consumed? Where I could go ahead and use it, let's say. I don't know. If I want to do something with it, I shouldn't be over on Me'ilah. I have to wait for chatzos. Or maybe not. So one sheet is, you have to wait for chatzos. But you miss chatzos. Okay, so another chatzos is coming up the next day. You wait for chatzos the next day, but chatzos has a magic power, it makes it consumable. It makes it consumed. We have to wait until the next day. There's another time in the day that has a magic power. It's called Alois HaShachar. We learned chatzos, so why epis maybe 10 minutes after chatzos, maybe 2 hours after? Why Alois HaShachar? What's this magic power that Alois HaShachar has? My time with the Rav Chizda. Yeah. Chizda Mahmud HaShachar Oichlon. Rav, my time with the Rav Chizda. Mumachat so sheino isa lina. Oisa equal. Mahmud HaShachar shoisa lina and it didn't shoisa equal. There's a concept that we learned. We mentioned it. It's almost the same thing. We learned about noisar. Lina and noisar are very similar. Sometimes they're actually interchangeable. Maybe they're different. Noisar is when somebody has a carbon that he could eat, he leaves it overnight. He leaves it past a lot of time. Let's say a shlam you could eat for 2 days and a night. He left it in his refrigerator overnight into the third day. That's noisar. Lina is the same thing, but the food that goes in the mizbeach. So you have meat, you have blood, things that you have to take care of before nighttime, and you left it overnight. When does it become possible? We said we could do it the whole night. You can put it on the mizbeach the whole night. The pasuk says v'lo yalin ad boiker. Boiker alois hashachar. So alois hashachar has the power to change the status of food into lina. Now it has a status of that it was lina. So certainly it should have the power to consider this meat consumed. Chatzos doesn't have the power to do lina. Chatzos is weak, but it could take a piece of meat and call it consumed. Alisa Shachar that has more power than Chatzos. It can make things into lina, so it certainly should have the power to make something into a consumed object or chalton. Yeah? Says the Gemara. Oh! So now we have another case. He missed the boat. The first case was he missed Chatzos. You know, like you forgot Ma'ariv. Before it's too late. It's after Chatzos, whatever it is. Chatzos. You missed Chatzos. So what do? He said you wait until the next day, Chatzos, or until Amud HaShachar. But now you missed Amud HaShachar. The meat was off the Mizbeach by Amud HaShachar. So now what do? So you'll say, okay, so according to the Manda Omer that you wait until Chatzos for the next day. So wait until Chatzos the next day. But what about the Manda Omer that says you wait until this coming Amud HaShachar and you missed Amud HaShachar? Do you have another chance for another Amud HaShachar? The answer is no. So here, it came off the Mizbeach before Chatzos, or we could do this one. I like this one better. Just not less things. It came off before Chatzos. Amud HaShachar comes and goes. He didn't put it on the Mizbeach, and he puts it on the Mizbeach daybreak. After daybreak, puts it on. So according to, who was it? Rabbo. He says Chatzos, you wait till the second Chatzos. So according to Rabbo, you wait until the second Chatzos. I don't care when you put it on, you have until the next day. But according to Rav Chizda, that Amud HaShachar is what causes it. No, it's not gonna. You can't wait till the second Amud HaShachar. You missed the boat. So this item right here is never considered consumed. Zero So what happens? So it's not consumed, and therefore what? So if you messed around, you took it and you did something with it, you're over a meila. Rabbi Omar Chatzois, Perishu Kodem Chatzois Zechzim Lacham Amud HaShachar. Rabbi Omar Chatzois Sheri Echaltem. Rav Chizda Omar Ein B'Hem Ikul Oilam. There's no, it's not going to be considered consumed forever. Matzkiv Lo Rav Yosef. So this is interesting. Rav Yosef asked a kasha, and by him asking a question, that's the halacha. He asked a bomb question, or he opened up our eyes. Who told you that it's chatzos in conjunction with the mizbeach? It's chatzos. Chatzos is a time on the clock, a time on the... Chatzos creates consumption. It's nothing to do with the mizbeach. Wherever you can find this meat, even on the floor of the Azara, it's considered consumed.
Why is it
what?
Why is it
No, mi'ila is it done or not done? Are we done with this product now or not? Once you're done with it, it's considered halachically consumed. So that's it. You're allowed to use ashes. It's done. But if it's not done, it's still part of the mizbeach. You have to still consume it, and you can't consume it. So there's mi'ila. Shalchu mitam hilchas sakir Rav Yosef. This is worth at least 100,000 points. Who's shalchu mitam, and how do we know? Who's shalchu mitam? Who? Not in what country? Where would we find a question like that? How do you find the answer to such a question? Huh? ChatGPT. Who said that? How do you know? You learned it in this year? Come here, get over here. That's 100,000. That's chashiv.
Those points that actually are worth 100,000 points.
No, but he's yeshiva bacher. What's your name?
Aaron Klein Karen.
From where?
Muncie.
You learned this year with us? No way. How old are you?
21.
Wow. And you remember this. So I'm going to show the Olam. Now, once I'm going to show them, I'm going to say, of course. Take a look over here. That's the Monopoly board from the Sanhedrin, Zion Beis. You don't remember the name, though. If you remember the name, it's 1,000,000 points. I never gave out 1,000,000 points. So what are you doing here? You're in yeshiva here?
Yeah.
Where? Don't tell me Brisk.
No.
Where?
It's Vikashevsky.
Oh, Givat, my brother learned there.
He's a coaching provider.
So you learn, okay, very nice. Send regards. Yishkoyach, thank you so much. Wow. Achizuk. Once I'm saying hello to You don't know where that shpa is? Shlomo, you're new here, no? A little bit? Visiting, but I saw you once before. Where? Just recently. I saw you in the Five Towns. That's what it is. What's your name?
Ariel.
Shalom Aleichem. What are you doing here?
Visiting my daughter.
And you're in Yerushalayim. You came this morning from Yerushalayim in the rain. Got to be in a taxi? Okay. Baruch Hashem. All right. Keep safe, Rabbi. Keep safe on those roads. It's unbelievable. They closed down Eilat 2 days ago. You can't go in and out of Eilat because it's too much rain. Remember that? For how many hours was that? For hours. You can't go in or out because they have these flooding and it could just wipe your car off the road, you know. Not used to this stuff. Okay, so let me just show you the Monopoly board for a second. It's going to take a time because it's all the way of course it's always at the end, the one that you want. Here we go. We're almost there, Rabbi Isai. Sholchu mitam. Boom. If you ever have a shayla like that, there's a whole Monopoly board on Sanhedrin Daf Yomi. Rabbi Yosef Chanina. I know. I don't know why. The next one is Rabbi Lazar. Here, check this out. See? So I don't know. Either our board is wrong or we got to look it up. Somebody look it up.
Who owns Park Avenue?
You said it, not me.
It should be really
It's been a few years. Park Avenue. Shochem Yitam. Hilchas Rav Yosef. Says Taisus, it doesn't really mean the halacha. Nobody argues on him. It means he said a nice thing. Peirush, Yafa Omar. He said it, Mamish. Yosef said, who said it has to do with the Mizbeach? It's the time of the night that causes consumption. So it could be also on the floor.
The board game is according to the Havamina and Rabbi Lazar is the Masla.
It is Rabbi Lazar. We got to change the board game. Wow. You sure? They changed the. There's a Havamin Maskana who's Shochem Mitam?
There's two versions of the game.
Wow. Hold on. Oh, hold on. What's this though? It's Rebbe Lazar, it says over here. I'm serious. It shows you the Havamin and the Maskana. Okay, here it is. And he's even clapping. Very nice. לכן תונה בק אמר פישו קודם חצויס והחזיר לך חצויס יויצ מידי מאילו. Sorry, let's go back. Hilchot Zikar Rav Yosef. Rav Yosef is right. It has nothing to do with the Mizbeach. It has to do with the time in the clock. It manami. We see the same thing. A little bit of a freebie. Omer B'chir Barabo. Perishu kodem chatzos v'chzir ma'achar chatzos. If the meat was off the Mizbeach before chatzos, you put it back after chatzos. Lo nehenim v'lo moelim. There's no me'ila on it. Why? Because chatzos makes it consumed. V'chein toner b'kapar. We see the same thing with kapar says. Perishu kodem chatzos v'chzir ma'achar chatzos. Yoyt midei me'ila. There's no me'ila. Omer le Rav Papa l'Abai. So Rav Papa asks Abayo, v'chi ma'achar the sholchum mitam. Since Rebbe Lazar already paskin, Hilchasa to Rav Yosef, the halacha is like the Rav Yosef. Everybody agrees to this. There's no shiloh that Allah is like Rav Yosef. That it's not nothing to do with the Mizbeach. It has to do with the time Chatzos makes it consumed. Rabba Rav Yosef in my pligi. Rabba of Rav Chisda. What did I say? Oh, that was Tom. I'm looking at it. I'm saying something else. Rabba Rav Chisda in my pligi. The machlokes we just had. On top of the Amud. Is it the second Chatzos? Is it Amud HaShachar that consumes it? What Amud HaShachar? Why the second Chatzos? The first Chatzos. It has nothing to do with the Mizbeach. You have Shrirei meat. Meat that's hard like a rock, hard like wood, says Rashi. But not 100% consumed. And it's on the floor of the Mizbeach, on the floor of the Azara. Comes Chatzos, the first Chatzos. Forget Amud HaShachar, forget the second Chatzos. The first Chatzos, boom! Comes consumed. Omar lei bishmeinin. Okay? And that's the end of the sugya. We're talking about fatty meat, something like this, which it prevents the meat from completely being consumed. If it was a piece of the inside without the fat, so chatzos comes and makes it consumed. But this has like a layer of protection. So for whatever reason, now we have a machlokes is Amud HaShachar or chatzos on such a type of meat. Lino, I just want to remind the Olam because yesterday we had some very good candidates that reached out. People that one person I spoke to at length, he actually for another publication, not ours, for another one, he did came out half a shas. How much? From Ksubis to the end of shas. He actually edited. But we're looking for more people. I don't know if it's going to work out, but two people, just the same, another guy just like that, in another thing, on an online thing, he did most of Shas. They wanted, so if you know anybody, we're still looking from Hebrew to Hebrew, not Gemara, from Hebrew to Hebrew. We're looking for, because we go through, even now that we have Ali Zayis doing our Gemara, we have editors in-house that go through their stuff and make sure that it's what we like and how we like it. So we're looking for editors from Hebrew to English and from Hebrew to Hebrew, and we're looking for AI people for art. Nothing to do with that. Two different projects. It's actually three projects I just mentioned. Hebrew to Hebrew, Hebrew to English, and AI. There's a lot of very, very talented people out there. So if you have people, we're looking preferably for people that know Shas, that know Masechtas, and know, that the Gemara is easy for them. Shatzidin kind of thing. Okay, Zog the Gemara. Boy minei Rava Mirabba. So here he goes. I'm saying this is what's so geschmack about this daf. Lina moyeles beroish shemizbeach or eina moyeles beroish shemizbeach. What's a good marshal? Like when you play tag, you have like I don't even know how to describe. Like you're safe. If you touch a certain thing, you're safe. If you touch a pole. Some base, you're on base. Okay, you're on base. Very good, you're on base. Is the mizbeach like you're on base? In other words, you have meat on the mizbeach. Lina can't attack it. It's safe from Lina.
Immunity.
Immunity? No, you guys don't have it in England, so you don't know base and safe. You guys have football and that's it. So we're looking. In cricket, there's immunity. Is this home? Rabbi Schoenberg.
It's like baseball.
It's like Rabbi Scheinberg. The Yankees. No. Okay. I know. 60 years ago, they changed the rules. Rabbi Schoenberg. Yeah, where are you? There's no home. What home? Boy, B'nai Rabbi Merabah. Lina Moyeles Rosh Hashem Mizbeach. Oh, cricket! You're talking about the game that they pitch funny and they have this funny bat. Yeah, so they have home. Yeah, you're right. Over there they have. I thought he's talking about that other one that rugby. Wow. Yeah, I didn't know home in rugby. Okay, now I have what he's saying. Yeah, there's home. Yeah. What came first, baseball or cricket? I'm serious. Like what? Cricket. Lina moyeles b'roshim mizbeach or ye'eda moyeles b'roshim mizbeach. If you have a piece of meat on the mizbeach, and night went by, and then you took the meat off the next day, you put it back on. Rab is going to tell us, listen to this is very important. If the night went by and you took it off the mizbeach, we had a halacha, yardu, something that comes off the mizbeach, don't put it back on the mizbeach. But over here, there's no lina. It was on the mizbeach, says Rabbi. No way to serve lina. Put it back on the mizbeach. Just to l'saber naim a little bit, to understand a little bit, maybe just to the imri emes. Oh, I knew, man, he's going to pop up as soon as you saw his head. The Rebbe, he says, I'm not saying this is pshat, but just to, if you want to go that route, Givaldik. He says, why would I say that on top of the mizbeach there's no lina? Because the mizbeach is super holy, and anything kaddish like that is l'malam and azman. Okay, so that's a way to remember it. So l'malam and azman, the time doesn't affect it up there. Night, day. So Mela, it's Safed Espanech says something very similar. He says, when they ask the question, how did Moshe Rabbeinu take mon and put it in the tzintzenes and put it away forever in the Beis Hamikdash? What about Lina? So he could answer because HaKadosh Baruch Hu told him to. Or you say, no, it's in Makan Kodesh, like this is just L'malam and Azman, it's not affected by time. So, hey Chidami, ask the Gemara, what's the case exactly? If it didn't come off the Mizbeach, what do you mean? Anyways, it has immunity, like he says, because it's on the Mizbeach. If there was lina in the azara, and it went on top of the mizbeach. Of course, you don't have to take it off. Alu lo yerdu. Right? That was one of the things. You have pigul, you have lina. That was one of the items. Meat that went overnight, and by mistake you put it on the mizbeach, you don't take it off. So over here the meat is on the mizbeach. Forget that it was in the azar, and if you put it on the mizbeach, you don't have to take it off. It's on the mizbeach already. Of course you don't have to take it off. Of course you don't have to take it off. El Yardu. We're talking about a case that it came off after Alois HaShachar came off. And the question is, can I put it back on the mizbeach? What's the question? The shulchan in law, do I compare it to the shulchan? I love the shulchan. We take it for granted. Something like this. Imagine 3 years ago. This what I'm about to show you. Yeah, we saw it a bunch of times. New next. It's unbelievable. You see the challah. You see the bzichin. It's in a beautiful room. It moves. Okay. Came a long way. This is in the house. Our guy drew this from scratch. Fine. So the shaila is it like the shulchan? So what happened by the shulchan? There's a mission that says, let's say you couldn't get lechem upon him. There's a problem. There's no lechem upon him. The bakery was out. There's no coals. They couldn't make a fire. They come up with the lechem upon him on Sunday. Lechem upon him goes from Shabbos to Shabbos. So what happens if there's no lechem upon him in there on Shabbos? You start on Sunday. What do? You go to the next Shabbos. 13 days later. So you see that the lechem upon him doesn't become spoiled, so to speak. There's no lina on lechem upon him. Now, if no one was here, he would ask a good kasha. No, what's the kasha? Huh? Call him up. Ask him. The Gemara says, do we compare this meat to the lechem upon him in the shulchan? There's no lina by lechem upon him in the shulchan. I'll tell you what the kasha is. It bothered me, and I saw that they talk about it. If you put the lechem upon him on Shabbos, then there is lina. If it stays 8 days later, it's a problem. It's only not a problem when you put it on, you started wrong, so then you get 13 days. But if you started right on Shabbos, and the next Shabbos comes, so the following day it's lina. So what's your right from lechem upon him? Maybe it's a special halacha when you start wrong. Okay, fine. We're not going to go into it. In my mind, when I was learning, I was thinking to myself, wow, no one was going to probably ask this question. Stop. Threw it out there. Well, the other shulchan damin lei. Sorry. This nan. Afilu heina al shulchan yomim rabim. Even if the bread is on the lechem, I shouldn't call it bread. The lechem upon him is on the shulchan for many days. En bikach klum. There's no lina. So the meat also. Even if you took it off the mizbeach after alois and you put it back on, it's okay. There's no lina. Or dimal daminon. Lamaisa, a mizbeach is made out of stones, so it should be compared to the ground, not to a shulchan, not to a kli. And there is lina. Omar lei ein lina. Rabba tells Rava. Rava asks Rabba. It's important to remember the names. Rava asks Rabba, does the mizbeach give you immunity? I like that word. Okay, at the end of the day, I like. Are you safe by putting the meat on the mizbeach? Says yes, 100%. There's no lina when it comes to mizbeach. Memela, if you take it off the mizbeach, put it back on the mizbeach. Ein lina b'rosh mizbeach. Ask the Gemara, kibla minei oiloi. Did Rava accept Rabba's pshat? So the Shari Tshuva says there's an idea that a person can change his life in a moment without even doing anything. He says if he hears a dvar musa from somebody, he hears a good vart, a good thing, and he's mekabel. He says, wow, that's good. Be'ez Hashem, I'm going with it. So he just changed his life. Even without, he's mekabel. You have two people, they hear the same thing. One guy says, shtosim. So you didn't make a change. This is the Shari Tshuva, Rishonim. Change your life. So kibla minei loy kibla. Oiloi. Was he mekabel or not? Toshma, it doesn't get any easier than this. I'm going to bring you a brayso that says mefurish. Rabba says the mizbeach is safe, and Rava says it's not. So what does that tell me? That Rava did not accept it. Toshma de idmar eivarim shalonu ba'azara mekatev oilach kol halayla. If you have, let's say, oila sitting around, so you could put it on the mizbeach the entire night. Lanu b'rosh mizbeach mekatev oilach la'olam. If it stayed on the mizbeach then you could go and put it on the mizbeh, on the fire forever. That wasn't our question yet, because our question is if you took it off the mizbeh. Yardu, this is our question. If it came off after Alois HaShachar, mamish, our question, what's the halacha? Rabba Omer Yalu. It's kedai to remember this from the base, just these words. Rabba says that even if it comes off the mizbeh, put it right back on the mizbeh. Rabba Omar Lo Yalu. Rabba says you cannot put it on the mizbeh. Shema Minoli Kiblu Minei. So you see from here, Rabba still argues with Rabba. I see a dalet there. I didn't look it up. It just looks like the Shulchan Aruch Paskins like Rabba. He wasn't Mekabel it. Shema. What? Rambam. Sorry, yeah. Shema Mina. Kishem Sham Mizbech Mekadesh. So now we're just going into a limud. We said that the Mizbech has the power to, if you put meat on this part of the Mizbech, Im Alu Le'yerdu, it has a power of not to be Mekadesh. The Gemara calls it Mekadesh. It's not Kadesh. It's not. It didn't become good. Just you don't take it off. The question is, what about the ramp? The ramp is not part of the Mizbeach. You get to the Mizbeach through the ramp. So we say, yeah, Anageh Mizbeach, Ein Mizbeach, Kevesh, Minayin. How do you know if you drop the piece of meat right over here on the Kevesh, on the ramp? It also has the power that you don't take it off. Talmud Loimar, it's a Mizbeach, Es a Mizbeach, Es, the rabbis, together with the Mizbeach. How do you know that a kli in the Beis Hamikdash, you put something inside a vessel in the Beis Hamikdash, also the same idea, doesn't come off the Mizbeach. We're going to see what it means, kli exactly. I learned it from the Slimut Kol Hanegeh Be'Mikdash. So Rish Lakish asked a question, and Rabbi Yochanan didn't understand what he was saying, because neither would we understand what he's asking. He says, Klei Shares Maushi Kachus Apsulim. Rabbi Yochanan understood that Rish Lakish is asking him, if you have a kli, this is your kli, and you have a mincha, you have flour that's tameh. Now, typically speaking, if you put flour in a kli, and it's not tameh, so the flour becomes Kodesh Kedusha Zaguf, becomes top level Kedusha, and nobody can redeem it, because it's Kodesh Kedusha Zaguf. Only Kedusha is moment. If it has monetary Kedusha, then you can redeem it. So he asked him, what if you take puzzle flour that's tameh, and you put it in the kli? Does it have the power to give it Kedusha to the point where you cannot redeem it? Does it become Kodesh Kedusha Zaguf, or maybe not? So he didn't understand. Omar Lei, Tinisur, we learned in our Mishnah, Kishem Shem is Bech, Vakevesh Mekachim, Saroyla, and Kach Kelim Mekachim. Yes, it has the power to make it Kadosh where you cannot redeem it. Omar Lei, no, Rebbe, or my friend, or whatever he was to him. Yeah, but they were more like Chaverim. But okay, whatever he was. Omar Lei, L'chatchila likarev kamei bayerli. No, I was asking something else. If I put something in a kli, I have dam in a kli, could I put it on the mizbech l'chatchila? So he tells him in seconds. Yeah, the first one was in seconds. The second one, and then this is a tough one to come up with. This is a diuk in a Mishnah. Hanami tanina, the peizayin on the base. It says shekiblu psulim v'zorku damai. Ruvain received the blood, and then Ruvain sprinkled the blood on the mizbeach. That's im alu yerdu. But it's mashma, says Rabbi Yochanan. This is like, wow. We didn't even, doesn't even explain the Gemara. You have to understand by yourself. Mashma, that what if Ruvain received the blood, but Shimon, who's a kosher person, sprinkled the blood? He could do lechatchila. Not im alu yerdu, but lechatchila, he could go ahead and, it's only because it's one person that's tameh. He's possible, he's a kain who's tameh. He received the blood and sprinkled the blood. That's why it's b'di'evid, imalu. If it went on, layerdu. But what if a kosher person did it? So you see, yes, if it goes in a kli, you could sprinkle l'chatchila. My lav shekiblu psulim v'zorku psulim l'choyer means it's one person. It's Ruvain doing the Kabbalah, Ruvain doing the Zrika. But that's not how we learned when we learned the Mishnah. Loi shekiblu psulim inami shezorku psulim. It's two different cases. Ruvain did the Kabbalah Saddam. Shimon did the Zrika Saddam. Again, Ruvain did the Kabbalah Saddam. Could I put it on the Mizbech? Imalu le'yerdu. Another case says the Mishnah. Shimon Did Zrikas Adam. What do I do with it? Alu lo yerdu. Okay, but you can't make a diuk now. It's not Reuven that did both things, and I'm making a diuk. That if it was Shimon, the kosher guy, it would be okay. No, Zarko is a separate case completely. Yeah. Says the sponsors. Before I do sponsors, you'll remind me sponsors. I just see this here. Just popped it. Oh, we're excited to announce that MDY will be exhibiting at the OGBA. So if you want to help out at the booth, last year they brought over 30 people to Torah. So if you're going anyway and then you want to just spend an hour in the booth and help out, that's the barcode. Okay, Givaldik. Now we can do sponsors. Turning of the Daf, Adar Global, going global to be mechazik the Eli satellite locations. 2. Stephen Schwartz, Lili Nishmois, my parents, Million J. Schwartz, former owners of Arnes Deli in Lakewood, New Jersey. Givaldik. Rabbi, here comes. L'chaim, Nacho, l'chaim. He's a powerhouse, that guy, huh? Okay. Here's a question. They have these helicopter tours around Eretz Yisrael. I actually went on one once, and they come awfully close to the Kaisel. Can you ask the guy to fly over Har HaBayis?
No.
Why not? Oh, airspace. Listen to this kasha. This is Givaldi. I'm telling you, you're going to love this. The airspace of the Mizbeach, is it like the Mizbeach or not? In other words, if somehow there's a piece of meat not touching the Mizbeach, but over the, let's say you're holding a piece of meat, or you use a fishing rod, is it considered that it's on the Mizbeach, touching the Mizbeach, and the airspace of the Mizbeach? This Har HaBayis down here, look, the dome. And anything above is considered Har HaBayis also. If I'm over here, I'm Har HaBayis. Touching it is Har HaBayis. What's the difference? Touching the Mizbeach is Mizbeach. 10 feet above the Mizbeach is Mizbeach. And Memela what? It's like Imalu Layerdu. It's there. It's over the Mizbeach. Don't come off. Avir Mizbeach Mizbeach Domi Eloi. Is it like the Mizbeach or not? Toshma. Yishem Shem Mizbeach Mekadesh, Kach Kevish Mekadesh. Listen to this. This is beautiful. We said that the ramp is like the Mizbeach. Pay attention, Mendy, you're going to love this. You're looking in the wrong place. Huh? No, we're not holding there yet. That you're jumping is sugya. That's next sugya. It's also beautiful. It gets better and better. I'm talking about the kevesh. I'm not talking about the ear between here. I'm talking about above. Like Trump always talks about, not now, but in his books, he talks about ear space. He bought a short building in Manhattan and built another 100 floors on top, 30 floors. And he bought the rights from the neighbor who was in a three-story thing. She, old lady, didn't want to sell her house, but he bought the schusim that she has to build on top of her, and then he used those schusim on his building. All that, ear rights. I don't even know what shaykh. No shaykh is this. Forget it. Erase. There's ear rights over here. You're on the ramp. Over here, not touching the ramp. Over here, it's like the ramp. Over here on the Mizbeach is like the Mizbeach. So he says like this. If on top of the ramp is not, over here is not like the ramp, and over here is not like the Mizbeach, I have a major problem. Why? Because the Mishnah says that if you put meat over here, let's call it, here's the meat. It's on, Shlemi Klein, over here. I put the piece of meat on the ramp, it's mamish like the ramp. Now what do I do with it? It's like the ramp. And then what? I have to pick this up and bring it over here. Oh, I picked it up. You picked it up. It's out of it's not on the kevish anymore. Where is this? Right over here. It's not on the kevish. It's in Osir land. So I took it off the kevish. Oh, you took it off the kevish. You can't put it on the mizbeach. Yordu lo yalu. If it comes off, you can't put it back on. No, what's the answer, Rabbi Isai? Huh? Oh, you push it. You got to push it off. It's on the floor the entire time. You push it right into the fire. That's the answer. But you hear the kasha nachamol. If the airspace, 1 minute, one more time. If the airspace above the ramp is not considered like the ramp, but you want to put the meat and burn it, that's what you're supposed to do. So if you lift it up for a second, now you just lifted it, even though you're standing on the kevish, but you lifted it. You lifted it up, and now it just went outside of the kevish. And once it went out of the kevish, you can't put it on the kevish again. You can't put it on the mizbeach again. You can't do anything with it. One answer the Gemara is going to say all the way at the end is that you are standing on the kevesh and you are holding it, so it's like you're connected. They are. So, but I'm bringing it. It's one thing here. So it says the Gemara. Let's do it quickly. First of all, I want to see Shalom Aleichem. This is a guy all the way in the back. What's your name? What? From where? Brooklyn, New York. Shalom Aleichem, Shmuley. Who else is new here that wants to say hello? Anybody that I missed? No. Oh, I didn't even notice you, but he's here 5 times a year. What are you doing, Rabbi Leitner? Okay. Where are we? Check this out. So first of all, if you want to know how it's shaykh that that something will be above, how do you get meat above the mizbech? Like what's the if you had to dream up the craziest thing you could dream up, here we go. If you look at his face, you'll know who we're talking about. He just became a chassid, this guy, by the way. But he's a kohen in this one. I don't know if the Americans are they're learning this sugya of Avir. MDY player, that guy. This is the Avir. The shaila is if this could work or not. Oh, so more the gay chedimtza. Says the Gemara.
0.
What shaykh?
Nothing. Stratsky, how you doing?
It's for the people that say that Zevachim is hard. What's hard? You understood the video? Givaldik. Havele Yorud. So we have to say the whole thing? Yeah, okay, we'll say inside. Toshmak, Shimsham, Mizbeach Mekadesh, Kevish Mekadesh. Right? You're saying that the Mizbeach and the ramp have Gedusha, the same Gedusha. And the Amris, Avim Mizbeach, Lavkim Mizbeach Domi, if this is not, the airspace above the Mizbeach is not considered there. So Mizbeach on top of the Kevish is also not. How could you move the meat from the ramp to the Mizbeach? As soon as you lift it up, it becomes as if you took it off the Kevesh. Says the Gemara, the Nogidlei. The Nogidlei. What does the Nogidlei mean? You dragged it. Where do we have, this is worth 10,000 points, where do we have in this week's parasha the word the Nogidlei? I'll tell you a hint. It's an Unklus. Oh, what does it mean? What does it mean where? Vayimshechu v'yalus Yosef min habar, says Unklus unegidu. So it's a lashon of to pull out, to pull off. So the Nogidlei. Oh, and I'll show you a video of the Nogidlei. No, this is already all shaykhs. This is mamish, this is pshat. This is not a funny video. He's schlepping it on the ramp. He's dragging it. And notice how I had to make Yoshi change this because he lifted it up and threw it on. I said, no, you can't lift it. Even for a millisecond, a little bit. It's like kilu, because once you lift it on the mizbech, it's also avir mizbech is not mizbech. You wouldn't be able to put it back. He dragged it all into the fire and pushed it into the fire. Very good. Ask the Gemara of avir yeshben. Ooh, this is givaldik. Va'avir yeshben kevish na mizbeach. Check this out. Look at this. Hold on. We don't know exactly. There's a machlokes how big of the space. Some people say it's millimeters, like a kanima. Some people say it was an amma. Let's just say, just as for argument's sake, look at this. So when you move the meat over that gap, You just went over ear that's puzzle ear. So how can you put it on the Mizbeach? Says the Gemara. Oh, it did. You're right. But that still is considered avir, they say. It went over the Yisod, he's asking, but good. It's still considered ear. That's the whole point of putting that gap there, that it should be over ear. You're dragging a large piece of meat. So at one point, most of it is going to be on the kevesh, so then it's kosher. And at another point, most of it is going to be on the mizbeach, it's going to be kosher. And if it's 50-50, says the Chazon Ish, we're going to use a little bit of the mizbeach, a little bit of the kevesh together in conjunction, it's kosher. Says the Gemara, okay, let me just say this about Peh. Check this out, this is gewaldic. Look at this, Rabbi Isai. Look at this gap over here. Let's pretend there's a laser beam that comes out of the gap and shoots out puzzle stuff. Here we go. We have this laser coming. That gap is puzzle ear. It's puzzle. And as he drags the meat through, each piece that goes through there becomes puzzle. So what do I care if Roiv is over here, Roiv is over there? The only way to explain that is because it's all connected. It's one piece. You can't puzzle a tiny piece of meat that's connected. It's all one. That's if you hold it's all one. But what if you hold that every piece of meat is made out of a million pieces and there's no connection between them? So as it goes over the gap, each piece is getting hit by that laser beam. Every particle becomes puzzle. This is a raya that it's connected. Because if meat is not connected, but Rabbi Bar doesn't know this. Rabbi Bar asks, is meat chibur or no chibur? Why is he asking? Pasha from our Gemara, the fact that the Gemara says that you could drag it, obviously it's connected, because if it wasn't connected, it would become puzzle at every given time. It's ganz fine, no? For Pshat. Should we do this again? Let's do it again. I think it's geschmack to understand this. Yesh chibur la'oilin alai. From here, from the fact, there is something called puzzle ear. There's a little gap. I don't care if it's an inch or half an inch. But as you drag your hair in slow motion, poof, it becomes puzzle. Every point is a puzzle. But if it's connected, it won't become puzzle. Says the Gemara, okay, so you answered the question. Very good. You could bring a raya from here. In other words, our sugi doesn't agree with him, or does agree with him. Let me say this about Peh, also super gewaldic. Rabbi said, where do you do malika to a bird? Oh, wow, it's late. Where do you do the malika of a oilas ha'oif? On top of the mizbeach. Let me show you. We have a brand new video for today. He's on. Look where he's standing. It's mamish beautiful. He's standing on the mizbeach, and he does malika with his long nail. Okay, not so bad. That's malika. Check this out. If he's standing on the mizbeach, but anything he's holding in his hand is not considered part of the mizbeach. Why? Because the avir of the mizbeach is not the mizbeach. No. So let's do fakert.
It wasn't over yet then.
Right. But let's say fakert. Standing on the mizbeach is like the mizbeach. Holding it is like the mizbeach. So what is the kind? I want to do pigul in oil aside. I want to do pigul. What am I thinking? Thinking that tomorrow I am going to do hazav, the blood on the mizbeach. Guess what? The bird is on the mizbeach. The bird is already on the mizbeach. As I'm thinking this, it's on the mizbeach. Why is it on the mizbeach? Because I'm on the mizbeach, and I'm in the airspace of the mizbeach, and the airspace of the mizbeach is the mizbeach. So it's on the mizbeach. So what pigul is there? Any piece of pigul that's on the mizbeach could stay on the mizbeach. That's one of the things in the list. Even if you have a pigul machshava, if it goes on the mizbeach, it doesn't come off the mizbeach. This bird, the only carbon really that you do on the mizbeach is a bird oila. So as the Gemara about a bird oila, I'm on the mizbeach, so I'm thinking about a machshava of pigul. So what? Leave it there, and you continue being makriv of it. It's on the mizbeach already, so it doesn't come off the mizbeach. That's only if you hold that the ear of the mizbeach is mizbeach. If the ear of the mizbeach is not mizbeach, so I'm holding it in my hand. It's not on the mizbeach, so I could have a machshava like that.
No, you're attached to it, man.
What?
You're standing on
But
it.
that's the whole Gemara's question. If you're standing on it, is it considered? And the Gemara's going to say no. The question is really not if you're standing. If you did it with a like a stick, like the drone. But if you're on, the Gemara also had a question. whether or not it's considered. So what's the answer? Let's think about the answer to that. The answer is going to be that he thought he's going to take it off. That gufa was his machshava. I'm going to take it off the mizbeach. Okay, not that.
Once it's on, it's
No, but I want to take it off. It's on, and I'm going to take it off. That's the pigul. I'm going to take it off, and once it comes off, it doesn't come back on. And if you hold that the ear space above the mizbeach, it's like mizbeach. So how do I have a situation of pigul by a bird? As soon as I'm on the mizbeach, and the mizbeach grabbed it. So it says in yeshiva we used to say Rav Simi Barashi. Why not? That was his machshava. He's going to take it off the mizbeach. Once it comes, lemachar ulahaloisa ulachtira. Or boysai, we had an Omar Aleph, a machlokes. If a bird stays on the mizbeach overnight, says Rabbah, even if you take it off, you can put it right back on. Rabbah said, "There's no. This is safe. The mizbeach is immune to lina." So what is he thinking? He's thinking that tomorrow I'm going to take it off. So what if you're going to take it off? You can put it back on, says Rabbah. That's exactly what the Gemara just asked now. Hanicha l'Rava. Rava who argues and says once you take it off, you cannot put it back on. That's a gewaldika bad machshava of pigul. You like that? A gewaldika bad machshava of pigul. Gewaldik and bad don't go together, but over here it does. You want to get a machshava of pigul. Hanicha l'Rava the Amar lino meyaz v'roshim mizbeach. The words are like confusing here, but it means, according to Rava, that lina doesn't work. Lina, in other words, it's bad. It's lina. It is lina on the mizbeach. So if you think that you're going to take it off in the morning, you're not permitted to put it back on. So that is machshava pigul, and that's why it's possible. Rabbu says that even if it stayed on the mizbeach the whole night, and you took it off after Alisa Shachar, you're permitted to put it back on the mizbeach. Why? Because the mizbeach is immune to lina. Less than machshavtoi. So there's no bad machshava of pigul. Says the Gemara, yeah, I found the one. The Rabbanim Shkachzla, there is a way. You go into Omar, Reini Molka, and that's the Kaidim Amud Shachar. Very good. Even Rabba admits that if you take it off the mizbeach before Amud Shachar, then you're not allowed to put it back on, and that was his machshava. Okay, so we'll stop over here. Rabbi Sai, have a wonderful day.
Merit the schus of spreading Torah throughout the world. Sponsor a shir today. MDYsponsor.com or sponsor at MDYDaf.com.